My name's Greg Robinson, and I'm president of Genes Truck Sales in Coleman, Michigan. We've been Cub Cadet dealers here since 1961 and Cub Cadet Yanmar dealers since the beginning of Cub Cadet Yanmar. A lot of dealers do carry multiple brands of equipment. We've chosen to just stay with the Cub Cadet branded equipment and of course just the Cub Cadet Yanmar compact tractor line. We feel like we can service that product line better. We're sold on the product, and that's just what the decision we've made for our shop. Our closest competition is probably the Kubota. There's a Kubota dealer 10 miles away from us. We've been able to, I'm sure they get a few of the sales, but we've been able to get our share of the sales with them being down the road, and obviously a lot of our customers do comparative shopping between the two brands. When we first took on the Cub Cadet Yanmar line, I thought if I could just sell to the customers who didn't want the Kubota product, or we would be happy with the few sales we would get, the runoff, if you will, with the Kubota line. But we found that we're very competitive price-wise and feature-wise. Obviously, we're a little limited with our product line yet, but the product we do have is very solid and stands on its own. Probably the most surprising thing we found when we took on the Cub Cadet Yanmar line was the fact that there was a little buzz about the Cub Cadet Yanmar product before we even had product. People had found out over the internet or found out that there was something coming, and it created a buzz that by the time we actually got tractors, we received our first 3 EX3200s on a Thursday, and by Monday I had to order more tractors. That's the kind of anticipation that had been built up for the product line. I remember the company had promised us tractors by the time the fair rolled around, and our fair was coming. And so our fair started on Friday, and we got our tractors on Thursday. And so we got our tractors in, our 3 tractors in, and like I say, over the weekend, we took 1 to the fair. We sold the other 2, and we had to order 3 more. So it was pretty amazing to start out that way. Some of the difficulties I would bring out about the line is the fact that we are still the new kids on the block. There are some other very established companies in this business, the New Hollands, the John Deeres, the Kubotas, and they're probably our 3. They're our biggest competition. So we're still considered a new company. Along with that, it's still a pretty limited product line. There's just the other companies have way more models than we have, and so we're trying to fill all those voids with a few models at this point. When a customer first walks into our store and is looking at a compact tractor, I try to find out if they're familiar with the Cub Cadet Yanmar product line. I may ask them what they're using now to fill those needs, and maybe what else they've looked at as far as other brands. Once we get beyond that, we may talk about what their particular needs are for a compact tractor and how they'll use it. One line I'll always tell them is that they don't build the perfect size compact tractor. There's always some jobs that will be outside of their perfect realm of what they want to accomplish with that tractor. So I always try to get my customers to concentrate on the main 2 or 3 things, or the 75 to 80% of their use being getting the tractor right for those jobs, realizing that it'll do other jobs as well. At this point, we haven't seen the need to do demos at people's homes. They're free to start up the tractors here, run them around, even have a little pile of dirt out back. But as far as taking them home and demoing them, we haven't found that that's necessary, and at this point don't feel that it's kept us from making the sale. We do not have an outsized sales force for sales. I am the main salesman. I try to handle all the Cub Cadet Yanmar sales myself. Although I'm not on the road all the time, I try to remain flexible. I have other guys here that can sell the residential product, and so I try to be flexible to meet a guy at his house during store hours or even after store hours to look at a trade-in or to discuss their needs. Yeah, that's tough to try to qualify a customer, especially in this market, because a lot of your most qualified customers don't look like your most qualified customers. But I may ask them at least what they're using now, which sometimes at least tells that they've had equipment like what they're looking at, and may help us decide if they're qualified to make the purchase. We've all made the mistake of spending way too much time with someone just to find out later in the process when you check on financing or whatever that they can't make the purchase. But that's just part of the whole thing,